Hey everyone, welcome back to another Craftoria episode. We got the crushing wheels made in the last episode, and I've been playing around with this behemoth of a thing here. You can see I've got some chains running across here, and I've got a bit of a contraption I've set up here. Again, this is all just based on other watching others play some create, because it's something I haven't really dove into in a great deal of detail, I guess I call it. This here is a little contraption to use the cobble that we started generating. You can see in here we've got 6,700 odd cobble in here. I did have to get rid of some of the speed here, the cogs here, because it wasn't. It was too much stress for what I had going. But we've got the two doobies here happening, the steam engines. We can make this hotter if we use blaze burners, but at the moment the campfires are doing what I need for right now. You guys suggested that making the this dried kelp is a smoking recipe, so I made one of the catalysts, this fan smoking catalyst here, which was just a piece of netherrack inside the actual catalyst piece. Like this was a bucket of lava, this is just a piece of netherrack. Just piggybacked it off the system we were using here. Probably need to put a filter on the chest, but I kind of just throw kelp here and just it's dry by the end. I can stand a little bit more in this one without completely dying, but it still does give me damage. Still need to work on that pick up, the remote picking up of the junk that's hanging around, but we're getting there with what we've got going. Now, crushing wheels have a lot of different uses, so this little setup here is quite straightforward. I've got some brass tunnels, I've got just andesite funnels. It could be more optimized, but again, I'm not running super high speed belts or anything here. So I've got a main belt running through the middle. I've got these brass tunnels on top. You can see this one's set up to output gravel to both sides here. I may, in the future, look at filtering a little bit more of what I do here. But for the moment, this is fairly just basic. Now, this drawer here has gravel in it. This one over here has sand. That has flint. And this has everything else. So cobble, if I turn this lever on, it'll start outputting cobble from the item vault here. And you'll see the gravel will just move along and it'll filter out either way. I've got this set on, whatever this is on, forced round robin. So it should feed out these two. Won't go out that side because it's filtered to not send gravel that way. So gravel will go here. So this is filling up with gravel. You know, we can hold 2,000 there. And then gravel goes through the next set of crushing wheels. So this is just turning cobble to gravel. Thanks for coming. And then the other crushing will go over to here. Now this is set up with filters to send sand this way, flint this way, and then everything else out the front. So we'll get clay at the same time. At the front here is just a chest to take whatever else comes out. But you can see here we're getting some sand, and we should be getting a little bit of flint. It's not a huge high output. There goes a bit. But if we go crushing, okay, uses of a crushing wheel. You can see all these different things, and that's the reason for this other chest here. Now, my quarries do mine up all sorts of stuff. I have thrown some of this ochre, whatever you want, through here. I've also thrown, no azarine yet, but I've put tuff through here. I had some horse armor that I've thrown through. If we have some crimsite, I'll run that as well, because we'll get some crushed iron. And just some of these things that we can throw through here in order to clean up our system, as well as get some extra bits and pieces. So obsidian would give, apparently a chance to give obsidian, which is odd. It's a 75% chance it'll just give us obsidian, and then there's, I don't know. But yeah, there's lots of different things we can run through. We can throw gilded blackstone in here. Which you find in the nether, and we would get the gold nuggets, a little bit of experience, and some blackstone. All sorts of bits and pieces that we can throw through the system. So you can see here, gravel has a chance of giving us sand. It has a 10% chance of giving us flint. And then there's a 5% chance of giving us clay. So I just sort of set it up, as I said, in a way to, everything else will feed through. This is just passive. I could leave this running now, and we would build up our stock of gravel, sand, flint, and some clay. I do have the lever here because, as you saw, we can run other things through here, and that's why this chest is full of all sorts of bits and pieces. Let me just get rid of this junk that I picked up from standing too close to the farm. In here, I've run some tough. And you can see we've got some iron nuggets. I've got gold nuggets. I've got zinc nuggets. There's a little bit of flint, which actually I can probably just pop in there for the moment. We've got some nether quartz. That was from running some diorite through. Some of the crushed quartz, crushed copper is from running. What's it called? It's another one of the create ores. Let me just really quickly. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Crusher. It was from running through. Oh, goodness me. Why have I gone blank today, everyone? Oh my. All different ores. There's your outputs for tough. So if I run tough through, I'll get flint, gold, copper, zinc, and iron. If we run... Oh my. I don't know. There's lots of stuff we can run through here. So I just need to go and feed anything else I want to crush in this chest. Also a good way of voiding things at the moment. So what I've been doing is just coming over here, looking at we've got some crimsite. That's what I'm looking for. Got some azurine. Is that all? That's pretty much all of the extra create ores. And then, as I said, we can put tough in here, and I don't really have any other uses for tough. So the other chest has the funnel on it as well, which means it'll just feed one at a time out. So I can put these guys in here. It will slowly feed them out, and you'll see it'll be giving us an output of. So as we said before, azurine, crushing, 30% chance of zinc for a nugget. Don't have any other use for it. Crimsite is iron, and ochre, and all of that gives outputs for different things. So just another way of cleaning up some of the materials that we're getting from our quarry over in the mining world, and giving us the bits and pieces that we wouldn't get otherwise. So kind of automated, kind of not. Automated for sand, gravel, etc. And then just a kind of a dump chest where I can output whatever I need to. Eventually I may run an exporter from Applied Energistics over here and just always export those items in. But yeah, again, it's a bit of a mess what I've got going on here, but it's fairly straightforward. There's gearboxes on either side. If you have a belt with a gearbox on either side and a shaft through the middle, the crushing wheels will turn the right direction. They'll both turn opposite directions, and in the way of the belt going through. So lots of gearboxes, few shafts to save on gearboxes. So either side here, so I didn't need to run multiple gearboxes. There's one here that runs this belt, which also runs this belt. Straightforward. Everyone clear as mud, everyone. Hopefully, any questions, chuck them in the comments and I'll try and answer them as much as I can make sense with what I've done. Still haven't moved anything else. Really, dude? How did you get in there? What happened to my villager? Wow. Guess I'm not fighting that. Hello? Look how quickly they can heal. Okay, you win. You can have some blocks put in front of your face, probably. You can spend your day in there. I'll put a bucket of lava on your head or something. Okay, let's have a quick look. I haven't opened the book in a while. Definitely haven't opened it since we logged in. I've got a diamond backpack here. Under gadgets, what have we got going? The exchanging gadget. I'll grab that so I can replace the floor. Yeah, the stairs. Cloud in a bottle. Manx must have picked that one up. A few other things here. Charm of shrinking. Helium flamingo. Okay. Made some andesite alloy. Yep. We've made a basin. We've made steam engines. We've got polished quartz. Windmill bearing and windmill parts. What else we got? Brass tunnels. Brass casings. Drills. Lots of gearboxes. Encased chain drives, which came from knocking down the building that where the base is here. There was a whole setup underneath. Actually, no, it was one in the nether. There was one of the door systems in the nether. There's a world gen thing. And I just broke the door and took all the parts. All right. Grabbed a bunch of junk off the ground there. Let's put all these things away. Didn't get anything too exciting there, did we? Oh, hang on, they're all down there. Package frog port. Rose quartz. Really not get all that much stuff. Okay. I also died, by the way. I died once I got those crushing wheels running. I accidentally stood in between them and I couldn't get out. So, silly me. Just another death. But I wasn't recording at the time. It could be quite humorous to watch. Alright, I think we're good. Alright. In terms of this, still haven't done much more here, and I still need to take all of these things and put them downstairs. Oh my gosh, we've got tons of stuff here that's still processing. Goodness me. Let's put this in here. Probably doing too much in the way of manual stuff. Do I have enough room in here? Probably not. Not really. Let's take some stakes out. Ooh. Actually, probably take charcoal out. Let's just jump over. Again, I haven't checked the mining dimension. I don't know what sort of state the mining is in. You doing? You still have fuel. You have nothing in your fuel canister. I will take your stuff. No, have the buttons. I don't want the buttons. Right, up and running again. There's the little items moving there. I do like this. Putting all the things back. Right, good. Okay. Time for me to throw another quick cut in and work out what's next. But nice little system, very basic. Got a little bit of tidy up to do here, but I'm hoping we can get this going and Just connect everything up. It would be the ultimate if everything was connected to the base system. Right, back in a second. Okay, next part of what I need to get done is I need to get the power from our little generating plant here, which again still needs to clean up. I've moved the thermo generator inside. It was just sitting here before. Took some of the power out of it before I broke it and moved it, but it seemed to keep most of its stuff, which is cool. I've made myself a basic energy cube, and I was just going to pop him here and then set him up in a way that input should be... I don't want to turn them all to input output. Not ideal. Bottom back should be output. These guys should be nothing. And then, oops, input on the front. So what I want to see if I can get done is I want to put this here and then run, these are just Mekanism basic universal cables. I'm hoping that by doing it this way, we can connect up whatever power we're generating here and into the energy cube. And then on the back side of it, I want to bring the power out. And we can either split it here and run upstairs, but I guess the main place it needs to go is downstairs. So let's see if we can... Smarter me would have probably run down one here. Put it in the floor, but we'll see. Let's go this way. Bring our cable out like that. Anything new? And then we'll bring our power down inside the base here. Part of me wanted to run it through the ceiling so it's not seen, but I obviously need to get things to a point where we've got the power we need. I was looking at moving the stuff that's up here down to here, but I may end up moving that over there and just using this power because the Modern Industrialization stuff currently just requires water and charcoal. So while I'm still in the steam era, I don't need too much in the way of power. I will need it eventually, but if we move this setup down there, I've got a few things I'm going to need to do. I need water down there as well. But if we move this setup down there, we can get all of this underway and doing what's needed, running off the power of this. Part of me wants to just run cables for the moment and then deconstruct all of this stuff. Yeah, I've got a bit of a backlog happening here. Oops. It's not using the power like I thought it would be using power. So it probably wouldn't hurt for me to unuse a loop fabricator a bit more and burn some more power, but to try and upgrade these for the moment. So let's look into doing the upgrade while we're waiting. The power can sort of hold off for a moment. We go at Mechanism. Where are the upgrades? What do I need for them again? Here's a basic tier installer. So, wouldn't mind a few of these. 2. I need a few more control circuits, which is osmium and redstone. Okay. Osmium. Grab some of that. Redstone. Oop, not lapis redstone. I do need to move this guy too. I've got some in here. Okay. Yeah. Good. Good enough to make another 2, I guess. 3. Then I have that. Okay, so the basic tier installer will turn this from being a single purification chamber to a factory. So it'll allow me to have 3 things at once going. And again, this power is going to start getting destroyed fairly quickly. So as you can see here, we're now running 3 at 1. And they will make their way down. This will probably start getting hurt a little. There's no upgrade for this, I don't believe. I think I would just need to do like speed upgrades or power upgrades. But we will slowly eat into our backlog of oxygen here. And I'm not sure how we're going to go with power. Look, it lose. Yeah, okay, so it's starting to lose, which is fine. This has nothing in it. It'll be burning its heart out to get running again. Very good. So now's a good time. Oh, this year I was playing around with actually additions a bit more. I tried making the ranged collector to see if I could upgrade that thing. I just need to move it across a bit. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, you can go back in there. All right. I guess, like I said, this probably all needs to be downstairs. I probably need to move this guy or get a second separator, but we are definitely running out of oxygen there. Speed upgrade, maybe? At Mechanism, do I have a speed upgrade? I do have a speed upgrade. And that's a chemical. I was hoping I had a gas upgrade. Because then I could potentially put it in... potentially put it into this thing and it would be better. One will just hold it steady, it looks like. But power is definitely going to be hit. There it goes. Alright, I got some cables I need to run. Part of me wants to do wireless power. I don't know if I've got the obsidian I need for wireless power, to be quite honest. Because I was looking at power. I was looking at doing an ender cell. Probably hardened. Would need this. I'd need an eye of ender, dielectric casing, and base tiny capacitor. Okay. So I want a one of them. One of them. One of them. Alright, that's going to use a lot of power. It's going to run out. It's doing its thing. I'll just let that run. What else do I need to get that next at power? I actually need 2 of those guys, so it's going to take me a bit more than this. I need 2 ender cores. Because you can do the ender cell, is fine. But then I would need ender gates. Ender gates will also require an ender core. So I need another of everything I just made. And a bunch more power, which is fine. Got 1. See if it gave us anything in. Interesting. Capacitors, no. Okay, so this doesn't have ones for each of those items that I've just... Really? Just need 4 blaze power to trigger that one. There we go. Okay. Oh, I'll accept that. This just needs the rods, and then we'll get some more paste. Okay, gonna need some of this. Really? Am I out of iron? Oh my. We've got a little bit in here. Manx better not say he needs more copper. He's got a ton there now. Let's do this. Let's grab some of that. I need a set of them, and a set of them, and some of this. Or 4 of them. I've always wanted. Cool. I'm gonna need it. Don't get me wrong. Definitely gonna need all them. Granite. Okay. Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna get a bit more power built up. I probably need to run that cable across to here so we don't run out of power for our gear here. This is the reason why I have the power down here for this system, so I can access everything. You are probably doing your thing. Okay, cool. I'm going to make up the other one of these guys, and hopefully we can make up everything I need to get to probably the blazing tier. So bear with me, back soon. Okay, after a little bit of mucking around, I have the items I need. I ran out of obsidian, so I actually set up a little bulk washing thing. So same deal. This is the fan washing catalyst, so it's the same catalyst with a bucket of water in it. So I can wash items here. There's all sorts of things you can wash. So I was washing magma blocks and turning them into obsidian. All right, so I now have an ender cell, a hardened ender cell. I'm gonna try popping that here. All right. Oh, I'm gonna need a battery in this thing too, aren't I? Yep. Okay. I think. Oh, actually, I think I've got to be able to do that. Yeah, 0 forge energy. You can have 3 channels, but we are going to need a battery. And then I've got 4 ender gates. So let's go at power. Actually, I don't want to do ender. I just want to do batteries. So I'm going to need, and I went with the hardened because I'm not at blazing yet. I'm going to need a couple of things. I'm going to need another hardened capacitor, which means I'm going to need more energized steel, which means I need more wash. I could go really cheap, but I'm never going to get this thing back. So I think we need to go at least basic. I do need to make all of them. What do I have in the way of battery? This is nothing from power. Do I have anything in here? I do. I got a spirited one. I'm just going to use this guy. Hopefully it'll work. And I put you in here. I put you in here. And I shift right click with you. Oh, really? I can. Shift click. So it can hold a 400 million forge energy with that spirited battery in there. And it's running on channel 1. Cool. So this hardened gate. The hardened gate can run 5k a tick. Same with that guy over there. So if I then pop this here, we're gonna go. You can see we're connected to that one. We're running at 5,000 a tick. It's filling this guy up super quick, and all of this should be back up and operational again. Let's go and check out the power over here. And because we'll be pulling power pretty hard through these guys. Now, this is fairly full. This is generating 400 a tick. This is generating 200 a tick. We've got 600 a tick happening. We're going to need a few more of these. And I do need to hook up some fluid pipes. Do I have a few more? I do have fluid pipes. Can I have you, please? Can you go like that? And that will keep this full of water. You'll make sure that it is running at 100%. And again, continuing to generate, it's just literally draining power out of both. So we'll need a few more of these to ensure we keep power generating, but that will that'll help us a bit. No issue on the lava, still coming through quite nicely. Still being used quite nicely. Very good. Alrighty. So with a new source of power and again wirelessly able to transmit, we're in a better spot. I can probably then move some of this junk over to the power source. But again, like I've got this happening. I'd need to move all of this as well. This isn't the end of the earth. We can potentially swap things around, but yeah, I'll work through it. But in the interim, thank you all for watching. Leave your comments down below. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to burn a few things through my crushing wheels to try and get things done. The other thing that we will end up looking at, and I did kind of start alluding to it before, is you can wash all sorts of stuff. So, one of the things you can wash, gravel. When you wash gravel, get, I think it's iron nuggets. Let's check it out. I got nothing. Okay, so there's a chance. Let me, uses of gravel. Where is it? Washing. 25% chance of flint, and there's a 12% chance of nuggets, so of iron nuggets. So if I wanted to decide to, let's just throw some gravel down here, there's a chance I'll get some flint and iron nuggets out of it, and it's another way of being able to generate materials. In this case, a little bit of iron. We'll do it. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Okay, hello? Are you washing, or are you just doing whatever you feel like? I think it's doing what it feels like. Let me put a block, oh, not that, a block. Not a block. There for the moment. It's supposed to work. It's supposed to wash gravel. Oh, we'll see. Anyway, in the interim, thanks all for watching. Leave those comments down below. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.